Controversy is the thing that sells, you know. Controversy sells. But the really, when I write a tune, I don't sit down and write a tune that's a mixed man should war, you know. I don't want those things in my thoughts when I'm putting my songs together, you know. I just do it with love and certain things. I mean, we are the artists that should open the people's eyes because they listen to us even more than the politician at times.
Alright, so with fame come interviews, and a lot of artists have spoken that them not really like interview because people twist and turn what them say, and freedom of speech not so free. So he was a regular guest in many Hollywood TV shows, but all that came to a halt after a comment he made towards the LGBTQ community. In 1992, upcoming 17-year-old artist Buju Banton released a hit song called Boom Bye Bye. The song was widely received in the reggae world, but its lyrical content against same-sex stirred huge controversy in the West. At that time, Shabba was very famous in the prime of his career, thus his opinion on the song was highly sought for. When Shabba appeared on a British TV show called The World, the British interviewer asked Shabba about Buju's hit song. The Ting-a-ling singer responded by saying, "I am from Jamaica, and I am on the supporting side here because we Jamaicans are very conscious of our people's progress."
Shabba, you
Right now, I'm out as Jamaican. I'll be on the supporting side where all Jamaicans be concerned are people with progress.
That in this world, people believe in the way they feel like they want to live. And he also asserted that the freedom of speech of others to speak for or against certain issues should be respected as well. Should I repeat that? So he mentioned that, and boy, even though he said that if you want to speak for it or against it, it should be respected. The British interviewer interjected and then asked Shabba about issues of homophobic lyrics. Shabba he answered that he stands by the words of the Bible on the issue of same-sex and that man should multiply. When words of Shabba's comment came out, the community clawed hard on him with a strong vengeance. In an interview, an African American member of Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, GLAD, Donald Sudge said, "Someone in England sent me a news report of Shabba's comments, and at that time we thought we were dealing with Buju Banton, who wasn't really well known. But when someone like Shabba spoke about it, it was clear that this was going to get a lot of attention, so we couldn't just stand by and do nothing. They did something." Or what you would say in Jamaica, decided to mash up Shabba.
Two wrongs don't make a right. What's happening is the lesbian and gay community is letting people know that we're not going to tolerate this kind of hatred any longer. Now, the Guns N' Roses...
And wherever he was booked to perform, they would tell the performers that Shabba is homophobic. The crusade to end Shabba's career was extending to major TV shows, and he was eventually cancelled in many major Western TV shows, including the Arsenio Hall show. In that year, Shabba was booked to tour with Bobby Brown, but was later dropped as a result. The biggest hit was when his record label dropped him as well. Although the whole issue started from a song by Buju, Shabba was more affected than Buju Banton at the time. According to analysis, the LGBTQ community decided to set an example of Shabba, who was already a global icon. Alright, so let us know what your thoughts are about this. Is it something you remember? And what were you thinking at the time? We're going to tell you how Shabba is doing today, but let's speak about how it further affected dancehall based on some reports that we're seeing. Now, there's an article that says gays cause Jamaican music to suffer. An iconic entertainment manager, Copeland Forbes, says Jamaican music lost the war against the homosexual community. According to Forbes, the war was unnecessary and only served to set back reggae and dancehall music for decades. The manager, who has worked with a long list of icons, including Beres Hammond, Gregory Isaacs, The Wailers, Peter Tosh, Ziggy Marley, Sugar Minott, and Luciano, was speaking to the Star at an event. He believed that it would take a strong level of professionalism for Jamaican music to bounce back. And I think this article was in like 2013. Now, he said, I used to tell my artists, you don't need to go down that road. Leave that alone. You don't need to go on stage and address homosexuality because it existed before you and it will exist after. The sad thing is that our entire music industry was affected. Now, he mentioned Shabba Ranks being blacklisted by several companies in the 90s after that interview, and he said he believed that Jamaican genre suffered a similar fate and still affected at that time. Let us know if you think it's still happening. No, he said, look, Pambini man, he did a duet with Janet Jackson and that went nowhere because the homosexual community was going hard against him at the time and the record label pulled away. They lost because over $1 million was pumped into the production of that song. You don't need to address them because a lot of them are in the records company and you are shaking their hands and you don't even know. So leave that alone. So that's what he had to say about it. He also said something, I see even Beres Hammond suffer the consequences of that. And Beres never even have no party night. He had 5 shows cancelled in 1 year. The only person I think escaped was Luciano. Beres even lost his band that year because when his shows were being cancelled, the band members were forced to go their separate ways. The fight was not only against some artists, but the entire genre. And that was the problem. I'm sorry, I never bring the signature to show you today of 4 prominent men who signed to say they were not going to sing against homosexuality. Many of the artists did it secretly. Alright guys, so that's one article. So with all that said, where is Shabba Ranks today and how is he doing? Well, we saw an interview in 2015, I thought, and Shabba was looking really good. He was back on the island at the time. He sounded happy and grounded and, lively. He was booking shows. He was doing well with family. His fans were there. It was a good look. And we recently saw that he performed at Reggae Love Fest 2023 as the highlight. People went there to see the great Shabba Ranking, and he put on a performance. The original Mr. Loverman being loved by many. So some of the comments coming from the concert is nothing like old school dancehall. Yes, Shabba, show these young artists how to work a stage, how to perform and dress for the audience. And we need to do a whole video on the fashion. Shabba have it. Him have it lock. People are saying that he's a real legend, real icon. He still have it. And he's 57. I think he's 57 years old. And people are asking for a big tour, a world tour. People are calling him great, a true legend, and stage presence and timeless hits, with many reminiscing of Shabba being one of the first that they listened to and how they influenced him. Busta Rhymes even said that he, takes Shabba Ranks style and he brought it to rap music. There's an article in Dancehall Mag where it said that Busta Rhymes has hailed dancehall icon Shabba Ranks as his fashion, voice, and dancing influence. So Shabba was the father for me, the wardrobe, the jewelry, the voice, kicking up your foot, the hands in the ears. I bought all of that to rap. So we have to give Shabba Ranks him flowers. He's still performing. Go see him if you can, and hopefully they'll bring some shows to Jamaica. Alright guys, I think that's it for now. But we can't end without mentioning Shabba's mother. Sadly, they both passed away. Both his parents, his late father Ivan Gordon, who worked as a mason, passed away in 1990, and Shabba Ranks' mother, Constance Mama Christie, she chose to remain in Seaview Gardens even after her son's successful career took off. She selflessly supported the local community by using the funds sent by her son after he migrated. In fact, her story inspired the popular 2015 hit song Shabba Mada Pot by dancehall artist Dexter Daps. He and his wife Michelle have 2 sons and they currently reside in US. So blessings to Shabba, and thank you for all you contributed to the dancehall music. Dancehall royalty, ladies and gents. That's Shabba Ranks, and we can't wait to release more videos like this where we talk about the artists them who build the foundation and the current artists them who carrying on the baton. Alright, so that's it for now. We hope you enjoyed this one. Blessings always. Big up yourself. Keep the music going. Keep the culture alive. You know, we are the gatekeepers of our Jamaican culture. Blessings always. Remember to subscribe, like, share, comment. It helped the channel. It helped us. Alright guys. Talk pretty soon.
None of them no bad like Shabba Ranks. None of them.